Welcome to Hoop Spotlight, Small College, Big Dreams, where we highlight coaches, colleges, and universities in the NCAA Division II, NCAA Division III, NAIA, USCAA, NCCAA, and JUCO Divisions 1 through 3.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Hoop Spotlight, Small College, Big Dreams. We're on episode 5, being joined by Coach Cameron Swanson, head coach of Evergreen State College. What's going on, brother?
How we doing?
Good, man. Good. Appreciate you hopping on.
Of course. Thank you for taking the time to talk basketball with me. I love it.
So we'll be conscious of your time, kind of hop straight into the questions and getting to know you. Can you tell us a little bit about your background and your coaching journey?
Yeah, born and raised in the Washington area, Seattle, Washington, greater Seattle, Washington area. Fortunate enough to play basketball for one of the best high school basketball coaches in the West Coast. We like to think up here is Phil Lumpkin. Got my love into basketball with him. I was born into a basketball coaching family. I have a current cousin who's in the NBA for his 31st season as an assistant coach. Another one who just took a year off and was in the NBA for 15 seasons doing strength and conditioning. And then another cousin who's coaching took some time off as well, won a couple of state championships in Washington. So it kind of runs in my family. I started myself when I was 18 years old in the AAU world. And then it just grew from there, and I loved it. It's not really a job when you get to put sweats on every day.
Right.
I get to, work with young people who are trying to accomplish a dream, and that's my goal, is to help them accomplish that dream. I did AAU for about, I stopped doing it this year. So I did 13 years of AAU basketball, mostly at the 17U level, started at the 8th grade level. Then the year after that, it was straight into high school 17U level. It's, again, I can't stress it enough. I have the best quote unquote job in the world. I get to be around young people who love athletics and have fun and get to play basketball every day. It's amazing.
Yeah, that's great. So, how did you transition to the college world?
I've always wanted to be a basketball coach, and I kind of realized that one thing I am good at is recruiting and talking to people and evaluating talent, and that's not really legal at the high school level.
Yeah.
So I decided to, let's do this the right way. Let's help people out and still help young players achieve goals. And so I wanted to get into college basketball just because, I could be that young person on a staff that could help out with the older staff, or a coach that doesn't want to be so on the phone all the time, or, on Instagram or Twitter or anything like that. So I felt myself as a recruiter first, and then a basketball coach kind of second when I was really, really young.
Yeah.
And so I was like, let's get this going. Let's do what you're good at first. And so I thought my recruiting and evaluation was my best attribute.
Sure. That's a similar story to me.
Yep. You got to get into it where you're good at, right? And it's not the money. Don't trust me, everybody. I didn't make hundreds of thousands of dollars. I didn't do all that stuff at all. I actually coached for free for the first 3 years of my life in college basketball. So it was more that I could still help people and still be at a high level of basketball.
Yep. Cool. So tell us a little bit about Evergreen State.
It's a very unique college, actually. We're located in Olympia, Washington, right directly smack in the middle of Seattle and Portland. So our two major cities on the West Coast, up in the Pacific Northwest especially. And so we're in our capital of our state. We're at a great location. Again, it's unique, but it's unique because it's a very different academic place. We don't have a GPA at our school. We pass or fail at our school in our academic world. So it's a place for our students to really learn about themselves and be them. Basketball wise, we were a struggling program for the last 10 to 12 years. I just got the job last year. So I'm new to the head coaching at that school. We got 10 games in the season last year. I took over. We're doing some amazing things. We beat a school for the first time in school history. We swept some schools for the first time in 15 years. So we're on the right path, is what we're believing. We're just here to make sure we graduate our young men and they're ready for life, and then we use basketball as a tool to help them. That's the main reason why I'm at where I'm at, and I believe Evergreen State has the right resources for us, and especially for myself, to help these people, and especially in the Pacific Northwest. We're one of the cheapest schools in the West Coast, especially if you're in the WUI states. So anybody in the WUI states, please reach out to me. I'm ready to look at anybody. And again, we have the resources as a school. We have the resources for the sports as well and the athletics. So it's a perfect situation for myself.
Sure. Awesome. So y'all are in the NAIA, correct?
Yep. We're in the Cascade Conference, an NAIA institution. It's a different beast up here. I was a little shocked myself, even when I got my first game on the talent level. I was a little shell shocked. I come from the JUCO world. I know there is talent in the JUCO world, high level talent, Division I basketball players, Division II basketball players, all sorts of levels. But when I first got here, I was legitimately shocked by the size, the strength of everybody, the age of some of these men. And then that's when I say men, they're men.
Yeah.
I'm only a few years older than some of my own basketball players. So that's what I was really shocked with. The talent level is there. I really want to, I don't like to compare levels, but if you want to, it's kind of like it's a Division II and say a Division II level, man, especially in our league with the colleges of Idaho's, Oregon Tech's, the Southern Oregon's, the Bushnells and the Corbins. We have some of the really, 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 really talented NAIA programs in the country right in our backyard right here in the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah. So that kind of answered a little bit about the differences and uniqueness of the NAIA compared to maybe other divisions, which
Yeah.
is your casual basketball fan doesn't even know
Yep.
what an NAIA is. So
Yeah, and I'm not going to lie to everybody. That was me at first, to be quite honest with you. I was, thinking I'm going to come in here and I'm going to Coach K this up and, X and O's everybody. No, not at all. I got smacked in the face a few times and it was good for me.
yeah,
It was good for our program. No, this is very high level basketball. Everybody in this world, especially since this transfer portal hit on, especially since the COVID situation happened. We're riddled with Division I and Division II quote unquote drop downs or transfers, as you guys want to, as anybody wants to call them.
right.
And again, I have legitimate young men with 2 years of eligibility left who are already 24 years old. So they'll be 26 years old in their last season. And if you think you're a 18-year-old young man who can just come in here and based on talent, you're going to go win some games, that you're going to find out the hard way for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a difference between an 18-year-old and a 24-year-old in the scheme of life.
And it's not even, and I try to tell these young men, it's not even just even basketball, to be quite honest with you, everybody. It's how they can deal with failure, how they can deal with anything that's not in their way, right? Me yelling at them, hey, you're shooting 25%. You're not going to shoot a 3 for the next 5 games. This is how this is going to go down. And then also peer criticism, right? Like, hey, man, you're not very good. Like I'm 26 years old. I've been doing this almost for 8 years longer than you have been. Like I have I have players on my team that are dads.
Yeah.
Like they do this for a reason, right? It's the NAIA basketball is a little bit different in that sense. The time clock doesn't start like NCAA does, and so that's where the kind of talent meets the age a little bit. If you guys understand that, like it might not be the quote unquote NBA players or the talented players here, but there's going to be some grown men who want to get paid at the next level as well,
Right.
and so they're going to do what they can do to feed their families.
Yep. Understood. So I know you touched on the transfer portal a little bit. Is that something utilized over this off season?
100%. I'm not gonna lie to we're not gonna fluff anything up around here at our program at all. 150%, to be quite honest with you. Especially as a new coach in this league, like I said before, this grown men league, I needed to get older this offseason, or we did. I apologize. We at Evergreen State wanted to get older. So I actually only offered, if I could, let me top of my head, maybe 6 high school basketball players, and that was a maybe. It might be 5.
Right.
And a lot of them, I told them is like, hey man, you're more than likely going to be redshirting. With my background, I personally went more JUCO transfer route.
Mm-hmm.
But that being said, I have signed 2 Division II transfers, and I'm working on a Division I transfer still. We still have one more spot left, and we're trying to fill it with, a stud. And it's an unfortunate thing for these high school guys. I come from the AAU world, so I get it, man. I remember sending those text messages to all these coaches being like, come on, check my guy out. But, if when your job is kind of on up on the line for winning games and you got to win some games, we got to turn this around fast as possible.
Yeah.
And so we want to get to our level where we're at, and then we will sustain that and bring some more young kids in. And that doesn't mean we're not looking at high school kids at all. I was just at the AU tournament, the battle in Seattle this weekend. I was there, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, looking at all high school kids, 25s and 24s. So, it's going to take someone special for sure to break into a lot of these programs, and these young kids need to separate themselves. That's what my little advice to anybody that's out here still getting recruited or trying to get recruited is separate yourself. And that is not just with scoring. That is being the guy that is the last person in the gym picking up garbage. That is, when you're talking to a head basketball coach, look at him in the eye, shake him in the hand, yes sir, no sir, things like that. You have to find any inch, any little wiggle room to find your break in this business. That's what it is right now. And so, yeah, I hit the transfer portal extremely hard. Anybody I've had a relationship, got a phone call, Division I guys that average 10 points a game, Division II guys that average 20 points a game. It didn't matter. I called anybody.
Yeah.
I don't know if you anybody that doesn't really know NAIA basketball should go check out Langston University. Coach Wright has done an amazing job over there, changing that program very fast. And there's I think their starting five will probably be Division I transfers next year. So anybody that wants to be like, oh, it's not good basketball in it, no. I go line them up against, College of Idaho, go line them up against Langston, go line them up against, these top 10 schools in the nation, which we're trying to get at. And I guarantee they're going to go beat some of these Division I schools. And people are going to be like, oh, wow, there's some pros in this league. And it's an everyday thing. And another thing that is, unique about our league, especially on our league, is we play back-to-back nights. So we're Friday and Saturday nights. Less than 24 hours, you're playing 2 college basketball games. So we are very unique in our league, but it adds a little bit of spiciness and adds a little bit of emotion to our game, and I love it. But anybody, I challenge. My non-conference schedule right now is 4 Division IIs and 2 Division Is and 2 top 10 NAIA teams. We're not scared to play anybody, and so I heard Coach Wright on Twitter saying the same thing. Like, I want NAIA basketball at the forefront. I'm not trying to say it's Power 5 conference basketball at all. Don't get me that wrong. I've been around that, but it is very, very high level basketball, and there's some really, really, it's very good for your value. That's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been hip to Langston for a while now because around here actually went there. And
he's
shout
done
out
great.
Monte Brown. He just graduated there, so he had a great career there.
Yep.
So they've been doing things.
I coached against Anthony when he was at Wenatchee Valley this last year. Anthony Roy, they had there, and that was he's a Division I guy. He's back at the Division I level at Green Bay right now. So I'm telling you guys right now, anybody that wants this, I'm better than this level, or I'm, these young kids, I think they're the Division II even. Like, they also really need to realize is a lot of our schools in us, in our league have full ride scholarships. Like, I want everybody, like, we have money to give. We have academic scholarships. We have grants. And then we also have athletic scholarships. And so, we could really, really help people out. I really want to be one of the, forefront guys that is going to be pushing the NAIA basketball for a long time here. That's a big goal of mine. I'm blessed to be with some amazing coaches in the league that, have been there for a while. I know, again, you go call College of Idaho right now, and that's one of the better coaches in the West Coast. I guarantee that. Coach Kobe Blaine, and he's been there and he's been killing it. I think he's won 112 games in 4 years. Like, that is mind blowing. So, and he beats up Division IIs like all the time. And so I really stress this. Like, if you can get out to an NAIA basketball game, please do. It's the best value for your buck. If they're not $50, they're not $60. You go get courtside tickets for $10.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to see some professional basketball.
Yep, for sure. Agreed. So speaking of NAIA and Evergreen State, what can we expect from you in the program in the near future?
We're putting together some. I personally believe a really talented class, very athletic class. Older, like I said from the beginning. Right now we have 0 high school kids signed. That doesn't mean, again, I'll take one more. I have one more left open, so we're still looking for our one more gooey duck in our family. But we're going to be hard nosed, pretty aggressive. I'm an aggressive human being myself. I come from an aggressive background in basketball, pretty man to man style. We did play a lot of zone last year. We'll play a little bit of mixture this year, probably coming into it. Everybody says they want to play fast, quote unquote fast. I believe we were 22nd in the nation in NAIA in pace this year. And that doesn't mean that's a good thing. We were taking
Right.
some shots, but I believe we can play at a level of the speed with taking better shots.
Hmm.
We really want our team on the floor to kind of take shape after our coaching staff, aggressive, tough, not going to back down from anybody, but we respect everybody. That's for sure. I want to be at the level with Coach Blaine. I want to be with the College of Idaho's and the Langston universities and things like that. We want to be one of those West Coast teams, and I really think we have the opportunity to, just because, again, location, opportunities outside of basketball. Often when the basketball stops dribbling for us, right? We have Amazon, Google, all sorts of amazing companies up here. And then again, we have professionals in our gym. We have G League guys in our open gyms. I have the resources for these young men to get better.
Yeah.
Our coaching staff is college basketball players. I come from a college, coaching background myself. I have some of my X's and O's comes from my cousin. I'm going to get on the phone with him probably in a little bit here and talk about him and decompress after this conversation. So we have some unique things at our school, especially with our staff and unique school, and so we just got to put it all together and find some 14 to 15 guys that want to ride on the bus with us, if you know what I mean.
Yep.
And we said this in our recruiting a lot this year, is it's not for everybody. This bus ride is not going to be for everybody, and that's okay. We just need to find the right guys who want to be on the bus with us for sure. And again, lastly, is hopefully we're fun. Basketball is a fun thing. I did a lot of reflection this summer of why I got into coaching, why I love basketball, and what I got in this for. And it was, I wanted to play with my friends when I was 5 or 6 years old, or I saw my older cousin. I was like, I want to be just like him because he was my hero.
Hmm.
And so let's get back to having fun. That doesn't mean we can't take this seriously and we want to win, and that's definitely what the main goal is. But let's get back to having fun. And so we call it, the 3 F's here. We're focused. We're going to be playing focused. We're going to be playing. We're having fun. We're going to play fun, and we're going to be playing fearless. Those are our 3 F's, and that's what we're going to be doing at Evergreen State.
I like that. 3 F's. I might have to jot that down when we get off.
Please do, man. It's and that's another thing is, like, I know I'm not Coach Pop. I'll never be like that. I'll try my hardest to get to that level. Coach Kerr and all those guys, is I'm here to help, give as many ideas and take and absorb as well. So if anybody's listening, my email is Coach Cam, or cam.swanson@evergreen.edu. Please reach out. This game of basketball is hard enough. Let's not gatekeep from anybody, and everybody out there, right? Again, I'm not saying I'm anybody at all, but if you have questions or you want to know what I'm doing, I would love to talk basketball with anybody, right? So I just really want to say thank you so much for taking the time to spend talking basketball with me. I could do this for hours. I know I already talked a lot. You're probably like, man, this coach doesn't shut up over here.
I love it. I love it. That's the whole purpose, man.
Yeah,
So,
and this is awesome. I really appreciate anybody that's taking their own time and their own efforts to do this, because everybody's all about money and this and that, but the time is the most valuable thing on this earth. And so thank you guys for all, thank you for doing this, and thank you for pushing NAIA basketball for us, and small colleges especially. Small college basketball has got a lot of value. Everybody, please hear me loudly on that one.
yes, super underrated. To I think majority of the world. Everybody's just focused on D1 or Power 5 and
100%. And it's wild. It's wild.
some fantastic basketball.
Yeah. Well, it's like, and if you are, go watch the March Madness now, because you can't tell me like FDU, who's probably, I didn't know their enrollment. I don't think it's above 3,000, right? You know what I'm saying? Like that's amazing, right? Or the Gonzaga, like they're not a 10,000, 15,000 undergrad in school. That's a small school just beating everybody up every single year.
Yeah,
Like everybody, like, so even if you are a Power 5 person only, or Division I person only, go be a Gonzaga fan or a St. Mary's fan. Leave these University of Texas and Michigans alone. We don't need that anymore.
for sure. So normally how we wrap up, we'll do some quick hitters.
Okay.
Just a couple questions about yourself, lighthearted questions.
No, I'm here.
First one is favorite movie of all time.
Oh my gosh, man. That is tough, because I'm a movie buff. You shouldn't have. All right, I'm going to give you two.
All right,
I'm
cool.
going to give you an athletic one, and I'll give you a non-athletic
That's
one.
perfect.
So Blue Chips is my basketball movie. Shaq, Penny Hardaway, old school movie. Nick Nolte, about the recruiting world. It's kind of a dirty world right there. It's an amazing movie. And then, oh man, it's a bad one for young people, and I'm so sorry. I'm a big, like super bad man. Like that was my high school movie, right? Like when I was like about my age time. So super bad and things like that. And then, you know, I love the John Wick series right now, and that's we love that. That's a great question. Man, that's a tough one. Still, I'm a
Cool.
big movie person, so you're like
Yeah.
making my brain all thinking now.
Thinking. Next was, if you could coach another sport, what would it be?
Oh man, dang it! My family would have killed me if I didn't say baseball because that's what I was best at athletically. But I would, you know what? And this is going to be funny is golf, just because like I get to be on a golf course all day long. Like I'm not saying I'm good at golf. I love golf, and I know it's one of the hardest sports out. But they're like, you don't play when it's raining usually most of the time, right? So I don't got to worry about that.
Mm,
You're on these beautiful like Pebble Beach. Like I get to go. Yeah, I'd probably go try to go golf maybe, or like
cool.
something like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Lastly, who is your favorite basketball player growing up?
Oh man, favorite basketball player growing up. I'm gonna have two again for that one. They're
Cool.
both very different human beings. Jason Williams, not he was. I was, right in the teenage years when he was out here crossing over Gary Payton, and all that fun stuff, and Gary was trying to trip him and things like that. And then it's funny, it's Tim Duncan, and it's just because it's not even the fundamentals or anything like that. It's just he was just so consistent, and luckily enough, I got to be around him. I was able to meet him a few times, and my cousin won an NBA championship with him, and so I got to see firsthand, like if you're the best player, he was there early every single day for 21 years. And I don't want to hear it by anybody. Like if he could do it, you could do it. He's in the NBA playing guy. He got paid millions and millions of dollars. And so, that right there, just he was very quiet, didn't talk a lot, kind of just, let everybody chirp, and he would just win games.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get me wrong, having Pop and Manu and some, and those guys helped out, and Tony Parker is just, but yeah, watching him go to work every single day for 21 years was just kind of wild. And
Yeah.
I think he didn't get the respect, to be honest with you, that some people should deserve, right? Like everybody does the top five all the time, and then not everybody, 90% of the time, I don't hear Tim Duncan, right?
Right.
And that's to me disrespectful. That guy's won again 21 years, didn't miss a playoff, so that's my favorite. Can I
Yeah.
ask you who your favorite is, if you don't mind? I'm going to switch it and throw it at you.
Oh, great, great. I grew up really, really heavy on Tracy McGrady.
Oh yeah.
That was my guy. And oddly enough, Jason Richardson.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, the
Oh yeah.
flashing Jason Richardson, and then just like the versatility of T Mac did it
Oh
for
yeah.
me.
Great time. And I have the Sonics hat on, so don't get me wrong. I'm a Gary Payton fan till I die.
For sure.
I am a Sonics fan, but yeah, Jason Williams he just did things with the basketball that people shouldn't do. So
Yeah,
that's why he'll always go down as my favorite.
for sure. Well, cool, man. I appreciate you hopping on. Is there anything before we fully wrap up that you kind of want to get out there?
Again, just this basketball world, you guys, I want everybody to really hear me loudly, because it's happened to me the last few years, is take care of each other. I've lost a player due to some pressure in life, and things like that. Checking on your loved ones, everybody. I'm an open door. Please feel free to reach out if you want to talk basketball, you want to talk life. This is what I'm here for. This is why I think I'm on this planet for, is to help people out as much as possible, right? And then please come watch a game, man. Come check us out. We're online. We'll be on ESPN Plus twice this year. We'll play a couple of Division Ones later on. I won't say who, because we have to sign some contracts still. But please come check out NAIA basketball. It doesn't have to be us, the Gooey Ducks. Go check out Langston, College Idaho, some top 10 teams if you want to. Just take the time to watch small college basketball, Division III, Division II, whatever it is. Please don't get hung up on the Power Fives all the time, because you're missing out on some awesome, awesome, talented young people.
For sure, definitely. I appreciate you. I will have coaches' email and social medias in the descriptions. Other than that, man, I appreciate you.
Thank you guys so much, and please be safe out there. Go Gooey Ducks.
See you, man.